careful, friend. Reckon there might be a few loose raptons wandering around. Note that Auntie's choicing rivals for raptons.
Appreciate you agreeing to help, but the arm's itching something fierce. Ready to do away with it. We ought to head to Doc Tinsley's, quickly if we can. Anyhow, was there something you needed, Commander?
First promotion accelerating activities done, and we've already got dropouts. Doozy of a drop, too. Can't believe Ormsby pegs these people as executive material. Me, sure. Them? Huh.
We can hear you.
Hush, Cobb. Today's task was about upward mobility. 3 died hanging the ropes. Told them they were doing it wrong. Dead include Assistant Hagen and other slackwits.
Show some respect.
Not like you care. You didn't even participate.
I told you, I got a cute lumbago.
Time to break camp for the next skill-building exercise, which I will surely dominate. This is Sanitation Specialist Cutshaw, soon to be VP of something big.
Another risk.
Signing off.
I'd rather not get up close and personal like, if it's all the same to you. This is protectorate territory, all right. Ain't looking to instigate anything, Commander. But if these bastards make any threat on my person, no promises.
Quantities of organic decomposition detected. Area may be hazardous. Hazardous to living life forms. Proceed with caution.
I've been mulling on the information about Ida. Such blessed tidings indeed. But I will not be sated until my cousin is at my mercy. Good. I can't wait to see the look on his face when I capture him.
Just because we're not fighting doesn't mean I ain't keeping my lamps on you.
You're really something else, stranger. Thank you for getting us down.
Not gonna lie, my thoughts are plagued by the notion of perishing atop that picker. Though I can't reconcile if I'd have starved, parched, or followed poor Jackson to the ground. Well, that's less comforting than you probably meant it to be. So what can I do for you? Well, you found her. Or at least most of her. She's the brainwashed lout who opted to jump into the gears of the picker instead of living a rewarding life of self-determinism. Honestly, I shudder with baffled confusion even thinking of such a thing. But I guess that's the benefit of being reared in a society that values our value. Thanks again for getting us off that literal ledge. Though with our gratitude meaningfully expressed through the requisite bits, I'm not sure we have anything more to discuss. Thanks again for getting us off that literal ledge.
You're really
Though
something
with our
else,
gratitude
stranger.
meaningfully
Thank
expressed
you for
through the
getting us
requisite
down.
bits.
Eyes up, out.
I've been mulling on the information about Ida. Such blessed tidings indeed. But I will not be sated until my cousin is at my mercy. Good. I can't wait to see the look on his face when I capture him.
Injuries detected. How may this unit assist you, Commander? How may this unit assist you?
Logical network to go.
Huh. Well, at least it's not shooting the water anymore.
Or the base individualists within Auntie's choice. Though don't fret, the system is
Visitors, huh? Just meandering about, free of any appointed minder? Not so sure I ought to be speaking with you. If you need someone to talk to hereabouts, I suggest you seek out Vigilant Hogarth. That tall, stately building back yonder is his domicile.
Hogarth? Milver Street reckons he's the key to converting this town. Let's bring him the good news of Auntie's choice, shall we?
Do hate to come off impolite. If you're so inclined, we can pick this up later, after you two confabulate. Apologies, but I don't believe I should be discussing such matters with you without permission. Once you report to the Vigilant, I'd be happy to speak freely. Word to the wise, despite what you might hear, we still consider ourselves part of the Protectorate. Anyone spots an outsider engaging in misdeeds might just open fire.
And/or manipulative indoctrinatory falsity. Our enemies envy our prosperity, disdain our sense of community. They sneer at our contentment.
I had a nightmare that the matriarch didn't gift us the paradigm, and we were left to scramble for purpose and profit like Auntie's workers.
Why? Because the matriarch herself designed it, and the sovereign embodies and executes on it. Throughout history, human societies were constantly out of balance. Individualism ran rampant. Depletion of resources and sovereign to guide them. Here on Eden, we all enjoy the full luxury the paradigm affords us. A purpose, contentment, and plenty. We have community, purpose, time for recreation. We sleep well at night. Work isn't strenuous or stressful. Food is nutritious and plentiful. We have everything we need.
Well, it's infected. Redstone arrives soon, we'll have to start cutting. You locked in here under your own steam and appear reasonably free of cuts, burns, or weeping lesions. So, I assume you're presently devoid of mortiferous injuries. Good. Because we've got more of that than we can handle. Don't suppose you have any medical supplies to spare, do you? That you might kindly consider donating? Oh, no thank you. Not looking for anything that does more harm than good. I have enough ailments to manage already. From what I've heard about Auntie's medicaments, might poison a patient or cause them to grow an extra head or something. Never know what they're testing out on you.
My extra parts aren't side effects. That's your implication. And anyhow, I should think some minor side effects would be preferable to dying.
Ah, you do look like you know what you're talking about. All right. On behalf of my patients and I, thank you. We're all grateful. Guess outsiders aren't all just base individualists like they say on the wireless. Barring this being some tricky sales strategy, that is. This is a good start, but I fear it won't last long. Wouldn't happen to know a reliable means to procure more, would you? Oh, they'd just take us all in? Provide us with all the food and medicine and housing we'd ask for, would they? Doesn't align with how I've heard them depicted on the wireless. This is dangerous talk, friend. We've already been branded traitors. If we give them any excuse now, they'll send in the arbiters directly. Not seeing a wealth of options here at present. I can watch my patients die, then face execution, or we can resettle elsewhere and remain alive. I lean toward the latter. The abandoned section of Westport ought to have some supplies. Should be enough medicaments down there to help our injured survive the trip to Fairfield. It's perilous, though. Plenty of the structures below are still submerged. Others, ones that escaped being flooded, got abandoned once the Crabbles moved in. Those ought to have some supplies. If I were you, I'd try to sneak past the Crabbles out there. They seem rather territorial of late. See you when I see you.
Has the Sovereign said how many of those pills were each allowed? It
Stranger?
must be at least a fistful more.
Outsider?
Species can unbalance even the
It is my esteemed pleasure to welcome you to Westport, once a shining testament to protectorate excellence, now a picturesque example of the evils of corporatism. But where are my manners? We do not have much, but please let me offer you some victuals. Tut. I insist. Serving Unit 1. Something for the visitor at once?
Confirmative.
Perhaps you're wondering why I'd open my arms thusly for a stranger. Simple. As the guiding light for humankind, we always put our best foot forward, regardless of circumstance.
minor disruption.
Feeling distracted?
I believe something still can be done. This town can be saved, its people given a reprieve. Were we to acquire the one thing vital to our existence, automech parts. What?
Comestibles served.
We of the Protectorate pride ourselves on our mech programming. Among the vigilant, it is even considered something of a sport. We are not miracle workers, however. Without parts to work with, we've no hope of remaking our mechs to do tasks beyond their initial functions. We need repair mechs, domestic mechs, not combat ones. Serving Unit 1 here is about as much as can be accomplished without replacement parts.
They sneer at our contentment.
We are of like minds. We lack not the skill to do so. Our wily chief mechanist can reprogram the mech, but not without parts. Unfortunately, we lack ready availability of said parts.
And the Sovereign embodies and executes on it. Throughout history, human societies were constantly out.
Why, we're traitors, obviously. We've not fulfilled our duties as members of the Protectorate. It is incumbent upon us to fight to the death, yet we still live, as does our enemy. Now, either the arbiters arrive to execute us, or this place falls under the vapid boot heel of Auntie's choice. No matter who wins, we cannot sustain ourselves here for long.
And plenty. We have community, purpose, time for recreation. We sleep well.
These fine and decent folk don't deserve having their lives thrown away on account of my failures. If I can return the settlement to a reasonable facsimile of its previous glory, sufficiently functioning by employing mechs reprogrammed to repair and rebuild, the arbiters might see fit to penalize only me, commute the others' sentences, allow them to maintain things around here in the spirit of continuity and such.
Look around. If the Protectorate wanted to do right by you, you wouldn't be starving and wallowing in this metal quagmire. You want to help your people? Go to Fairfield.
Fairfield? Why, they're the reason we're in this mess. You'll forgive me for questioning such timely offers of generosity and kindness. No thank you, not interested. I owe it to every single person here to try.
And rich natural resources represent a fascinatingly complex ecological network. To govern it, the matriarch working with and through the sovereign.
What sort of payment do you seek? Don't imagine we have much you need.
If each of us does our part, produces glorious bounty for all. Naturally,
Difficult place to saunter into. Station's off limits to anyone without the highest security clearance. For anyone lacking reason to be there, it's assured suicide. In exchange for the automech parts we need, I can provide you means to get inside. Never dream of such a proposal in days of reason and quietude. Yet such is the here and now we find ourselves in.
the system abides. But now, more than ever,
Wonderful. My unavoidable march to the gallows feels lighter already. At least now my subjects will have a fleeting chance. The parts can be found at the Euphoria Coast Automech Repair Center to the south. But do not, under any circumstances, tell those stationed there why you need them. To get inside, you will need an access pass from the Ministry of Accuracy. Since we have all been marked as traitors, I cannot create one for you here.
Is a fellow subject lacking the appropriate zeal for their assigned work? Report them.
Farewell now.
Post haste. It's not just a good idea, it's the law.
Have time for a chat, Commander? This is a delicate situation. You reckon we help folk here get back on their feet? Or do what the Minister asked? I agree. We convince the townsfolk to join up, and they'll be granted a new life away from the Protectorate guillotine. Once they taste a better life, they'll be loyal forever. The Minister, too, would be much obliged. However, the Vigilant is offering us a clearer pathway to the Vox Relay should we help him in his town. If tracking down that DeVries person is your top priority, I suppose I couldn't fault you for doing things his way, though you may just be delaying the inevitable for these folk. You got it. Let's start conversating. The sooner we know how folk really feel about living here, the sooner we'll know who to butter up.
we sleep well at night. Work isn't strenuous or stressful. Food is nutritious.
I inhaled so much dust and debris during the attack. It still hurts to breathe.
We're letting anyone who wants to train at the Arbiter's facility.
But the paradigm says we're to spend our lives in our predetermined profession.
That's why it's so generous of the Sovereign to let us become tiny cogs in the great war machine.
The matriarch chose Eden because she recognized it as the perfect ecosystem. The native flora and fauna.
What do I provide? Information.
Almost missed the routines. Got something on my mind. Did you hear that message over the loudspeaker? That Milver Street fellows, could that truly be true? Or is it a base falsity foisted by Auntie's choice to, you don't say. Huh. So it's only here with our,
Available at your request.
predicament for an anti-bottom runger like me. Wish I never snuck in here to begin with. Seemed like a good idea at the time. Nah, it was a great idea. So much stuff for the taking around here. Motherload of loot. Plenty to get me back in the sprite race. Just didn't account for all these crabbles. Real fly in the old ointment. I could just sit tight, live lean off all these supplies, hope the crabbles skedaddle, or maybe open the door and bolt. Seems like a good idea. Nah, it's a great idea.
These new official announcements sure are confusing.
Get up and go get her! Whoosh! That's the sound of me throwing caution to the wind while the herd wait for permission.
People have been complaining about those ads playing. Don't know what we'd do if we didn't have you and the Vigilant looking out for us. Well now, that should do nicely. Thank you. Hope those crabbles didn't give you too much trouble. I recognize these patients require more care than I'm able to provide here. Seems like in Fairfield, I can get them the help they require. The one last additional thing we'll need is for Vigilant Hogarth to agree to it. It's less a concern about disloyalty, and more my respect for his abilities. He's a skilled leader, and we could sorely use his aid, from coordinating logistics to keeping up morale. I'll surely have my hands full with my patients. His presence on the journey would save lives. All right, be careful out there.
Those pills.
Trust the plan, observe self-progress, sustain the system, serve the sovereign.
A fine quote. My favorite is, we must rout all disruptive factors and invasive elements.
I was sad for a moment because my
Prudence dictates we
think our
reject
enemies envy our
individuals.
prosperity.
In all its many forms.
And collectivism. Not recommended more than 1 second at a time. Not responsible for temporary or permanent damage to ICD or general lifespan.
That endless yattering is more insipid. Well, look who it is. What is it? Speak your mind.
Sour milk and expired medicine. Yet despite this balefully rebarbative mouthfeel, I feel...
Parts can be found at the Euphoria Coast Automech Repair Center to the south. Remember, do not tell anyone there what you're gathering them for. Now, please, make every possible...
You know it's working.
Nannerfish res... Elixir. Additional health benefits. We begin. Give Anti 2 bits, and she'll give you some new glitz. Give Anti 5 baby.
I'm loath to admit it, but the only propaganda...
That didn't sound like prudence at all.
Not me. I stay hungry.
Auntie's Choice Stay Hungry Meal Pack. Whoever said humanity can't exist on bread and water never met you. Auntie's Choice Stay Hungry Meal Pack. Featuring unlimited freeze-dried bread and dehydrated water time. Specially designed to be eaten alone at your desk.
There must be at least a few usable parts in here. It's warped. Just like everything else.
Once we arrive at the automech facility, we'll unload and begin cataloging the state of the various automechs.
Are you recording the drive? Cadet, I do not believe this is what the Sergeant intended by documenting the process. Here, allow me to handle it. Now where's the off switch? Boyd, we're being bombed! Disembark! Lose formation to the beach, double time! We can take shelter in the rocks! Praise the Sovereign. We made it. Halt! Everyone quiet.
Who goes there?
What's that clacking noise?
By orders of Marshal Donaldson, no one comes or goes to the Automech Repair Center without approval. What's your business here?
Now you've done it. Slowing down a ranking protectorate official is worth 10, 20 demerits if you're lucky.
All right, let's not lose our heads over a simple misunderstanding. You're free to pass. Marshal Donaldson likes to greet new arrivals personally. We'll let him know you're inbound, so no one shoots on sight. Oh, and fair warning, watch out for uranium gas. We sprung a leak. Nothing too bad. Aside from the headaches, nightmares, missing teeth, and headaches. One more thing. Don't cause any trouble around these parts. Donaldson runs a tight ship and has zero tolerance for lawbreakers.
Getting these automechs to the Vox relay station. What in the name of the architect? Oh, right. My guards told me to expect a new arrival, right before our chief mechanist decided to harangue me with the latest on our catastrophe.
Marshal, you're acting as though I'm not standing here auguring the impending doom of this facility.
Woodrow, normally I would be obliged, nay, happy, to receive your senseless jawing, but not today. Perhaps this outsider can assist where you've failed. I hope you've come to help, because a crisis is bearing down on us, and I've a dearth of reliable hands with which to manage it. We may or may not have what you need. Speak with Hazel, our ever-reliable and ever-resourceful quartermaster. Like you, me and my consternated head technician are new arrivals, though we may not last long if we fail to repair the uranium leak. I wouldn't have put it in those terms, but I appreciate someone who speaks their mind. The Vox relay station needs our automechs. But until that leak is fixed, this facility is a target for the sport of Auntie's armaments. Delphinia Bryant is working on a prototype uranium shield. Whoever uses it will be less disposable and more useful to the Protectorate. What did I tell you, Woodrow? The situation's well in hand.
Marshal, those automechs have been corrupted with uranium. I can't even cogitate on what they're capable of if we lack the time or resources to approach this rationally. Should they go berserk, we may well be turning the very subject you intend to resupply into their victims. We'd be branded as traitors.
Then perhaps you had better explain to Brigadier Montelli why his defenses are grounded. And you can do so personally, in the comfort of his office.
Montelli? I rescind my objection. May the delicate workings of the paradigm point us toward a better way.
There's a good fellow. Cleave to your loyalty, and it will never steer you wrong.
Greetings, potential customer. State your business. This unit was engineered to facilitate...
Oh, this is surely exciting. Someone is finally trying out my automechanical quartermaster. Show them what you got, Quartermech.
Command not understood.
Huh. I thought that would have put it into sales mode. Best look into that later. Please, give it a try yourself.
All wares should be perfectly visible already.
Sorry, it tends to take things too literally. Maybe try phrasing the request differently.
Lull detected. Conversational status uncomfortable.
Does that one compute, big guy?
Affirmative. Initiating commerce is one of this unit's default commands. Initiating commerce.
See you soon, I hope. Welcome. Glad to have you back.
Prudence dictates we cherish all we have and defend it.
Oh, unfamiliar client. Name's Hazel. I'm sort of the acting quartermaster around these parts. You need any supplies, talk to my friend the quartermech here. You'd think that a fully stocked auto-mechanical repair center would have automech parts, and 9 times out of 10 you'd be spot on. Trouble is, a bunch of supplies went missing recently, right around the time the quartermech completed a routine inventory. As a matter of fact, yes. Recently, when the crates by the wall got too high, it began stacking supplies on the catwalk above.
I'd gather that their automech programming is just as rigid as the rest of their society. Meaning, this automech didn't misplace anything.
Logic can be a funny thing, you understand. One misstep can have the most peculiar results. Doubtful. Zeranium affects their aggression and targeting subroutines. Basic instructions would still be functional. The quartermech is my responsibility. Claim whatever parts you require from the missing supplies, and we'll call the matter settled. Delphinia's lab would be the place to search. We use it for storage, and our records indicate the supplies were present and accounted for. Are you acquainted with Delphinia? She's a scientist on loan from the Vox Relay, helping with the Zeranium leak and all. Delphinia is not very nice. Or maybe she just doesn't like me personally. Anyway, she's very talented, and I'm glad she's helping out. And I'm never going within 10 feet of her again. Best of luck in your search. Let me know if I can be of assistance.
you to this fine establishment?
Caught a piece of shrapnel during the...
Outsider?
Yes. Let's have a look at you. No signs of Zeranium exposure, or anything else novel or interesting, apparently. Another humdrum workaday ailment, no doubt. Nothing requiring my vast expertise, surely. Normally, I'd say to ask the quartermaster, but he died a few weeks back. Perhaps he's been replaced since? I wouldn't know, as I've had my hands full since the attack. Failing that, I imagine you could ask the technicians here. One of them might know. Don't have much to spare, but you're free to have a look. Well, look who it is. What is it this time? Oh, gladly. I've rather dedicated my life to researching its unique form of matter. What would you like to know? Zeranium is a crystal. Even in its raw form, it generates energy. But once refined and stored in a quasi-gaseous state, its output increases exponentially. Zeranium is found in a liquid state as well, but it's far too hazardous and inefficient for our needs. Refined zeranium is used to power nearly all major Protectorate technology. It's an amazingly efficient power source. However, it's also highly unstable and must be mined exceedingly carefully. Even minor bumps or jolts can cause zeranium crystals to explode. Total avoidance is best, but try to get out of the zeranium as quickly as you can if exposure becomes necessary. Come to think of it, there may be some exciting new breakthroughs in the near future. Our visiting scientist next door is working on a device that shields the user from zeranium's effects, though she was having a spot of trouble last I heard. Well, look who it is. What is it this time?
Stay true, outsider.
Oh yes, I adore interruptions. I was just saying, what's best for stoking the spark of invention? Regular disruptions to one's train of thought. Now what is it you want? Now that you mention it, there was one particularly insistent little mech who kept trying to put all manner of bric-a-brac in here. After several firm remonstrations, I told it the interior of this building is off limits while I am working here. Didn't see that peculiar little scamp again after that. Ah, our good Marshal sent you, did he? Well, unfortunately, the device is taking longer than expected. Assist me, and you'll get more than bits out of the equation. You'll get a prototype shield gadget, the first of its kind. Now tell me, are you familiar with Zeranium gas? One and the same. That building took the brunt of the damage during a recent attack, and now it's spewing valuable Zeranium all over the place. I could speak at length about Zeranium's many captivating intrinsic qualities, but suffice it to say, in its gaseous state, it's rather deadly. So what am I endeavoring to create? A protective device that shields its wearer from Zeranium's remarkably unsavory effects, as well as other forms of harm. Quite splendidly, if I do say so myself. The principal function of the device is confirmed operational. I merely need to work out some minor implementation concerns. Alas, while I'm occupied with inventing this shield gadget, I also find myself in need of assistance regarding its key components. Good. Wonderful. As an added incentive, I'll allow you to keep one of the prototypes once the work is finished, so you be sure to give it your all. Now here, you'll need this apparatus. It's for collecting stray Zeranium effluvium. Gas, that is. My supply is running low from all the iterative testing I've been performing. Merely activate the device once it's inside a Zeranium cloud, the one around the main hangar specifically. Try to avoid any fields of dense Zeranium, or death is all but assured. Any questions? Oh, so exhilarating to have a new subordinate. I look forward to thoroughly scrutinizing your work. Now, shoo-shoo! Off with you now! Gather those samples! Shoo!
Outer chassis sealant test number 14 is confirmed a failure. Zeranium exposure rate appears to be unaffected. Test model displayed standard overload-induced paralysis, then became atypically aggressive. Forced to terminate test model in self-defense.
Give me a sec. Almost done with this work list. Another sealant failure, amplifier requisition. Hazel should get you. She's right between the barracks and the main gate. Can't miss her. The Marshal, if even a single automech steps out of line, it will be the end of me. Zeranium corrupted automechs open fire on Protectorate soldiers. Oh, the Marshal is a good man, but he values speed. While you want to see the she'll only be able to sell you our surplus, but you might find.
my little minion. I trust you've made progress in your tasks? Until a more... Were you successful? I have tests that can be started immediately if so. Until a...
Commander, I think this stuff is eating my lungs from the inside.
Were you successful? I have tests that can be started immediately if so. What did I tell you? Perfectly safe. Either that or you tolerate Zeranium poisoning like a champ. Good for you. Should you suffer from any lingering symptoms of contamination, visit the medical center and they'll get you squared away. Now, on to business. The device already generates a field exactly as specified, albeit on a very small scale. Still, progress is progress. What's needed now is something to help extend and shape the field around the user. Capital deduction! Where have you been all my career? You'll be pleased to learn there's one right here at the facility, in the Dragoon that's patrolling just outside. You guessed correctly. Our chief mechanist was rather hostile to the idea. So you may have trouble getting your hands on the catalytic amplifier. Good. A flexible mindset should behoove you on this task. Perhaps the chief mechanist will prove more receptive to your request. Failing that, be prepared to exercise creativity if needed. One last thing. The Dragoon must not be harmed. Not only would the amplifier likely be damaged, but we'd both be summarily executed, assuming we survive the firefight that ensued. Well, off you go. Shoo.
If you need something, kindly make it quick. She and I have been over this 100 times. Please understand, the original staff of this facility were rounded up and refreshed because they couldn't safeguard a protectorate asset. Why should I follow their example by reducing our sole working Dragoon to a pile of unpatriotic scrap? I can't. I won't. Be gone already. I wish I could help, but you'll just have to find another way. Yes? I thought I made my position clear. I cannot abide any effort to weaken the security of this facility. Take your problems elsewhere. If you're really so desperate, you can track down our second Dragoon. Damn thing wandered up the coast and hasn't been seen since. I'd have sent someone to retrieve it myself, but Dragoons are stubborn when their instructions are unclear. Good hunting. Now, if you'll excuse me, there's work to be done.
Well, any closer to obtaining the catalytic amplifier? Oh, superb! I'm almost tempted to ask how you managed it. But pressing on. Just a moment to remove what I need and install it in the prototype. With this gadget, you'll be shielded against more than Zeranium, you know. Damn near everything, as long as it's charged. Now, report to Marshal Donaldson, if you please. He's rather impatient to end this crisis so he can turn his focus back to the war. You do that. Anything to keep him off my back for an hour.
First the attack, then there's uranium. At this rate, we're never getting caught up.
Outsider?
What is it? I'm a little busy. And most of my underlings are out with this race.
My erstwhile assistant returns. To what do I owe the pleasure? Until a more convenient date and time.
What have you done? This uranium now spews from the hangar more thickly than ever. No, touch nothing, do nothing. This is my fault. the blame lies squarely on my shoulders. I gambled on an outsider rather than trusting my own resources, and now the price is paid. With this failure, I have likely doomed this entire island to the tender mercies of our enemies. No more will our stalwart subjects reap the bounty of this land. No more would the pleasant whine of servos accompany our mechanical servants in their noble servitude. Instead, this island will be trampled by the boots of our enemies. Its resources stripped bare, leaving nothing of the beauty we've cultivated over long years. As our stewardship is cast aside like so much detritus, harmony will be lost, and chaos will reign. Praise will give way to slogans, duty to greed, honor to contractual obligation. Freaks and worse will despoil that which is left behind, while bureaucrats will use this once proud land as a springboard for their superficial and petty ambitions.
Look who's back.
that vacuous cacophony sets my teeth on. Ah, the itinerant stranger returns. That is most excellent. Please, hand them over. Sincerest thanks. Now, we had what you outsiders call a deal. I promised you a means past the bridge and a way inside the Vox relay. There is wreckage from a crashed ship traversing most of the expanse. With the right equipment, the path will lead you directly to the Vox relay's main gate. Tell me, do you already have Protectorate jump boots in your possession? That's what I knew them as. The official title is Personal Plasma Thrusters, I suppose. Wouldn't know much about that, but you'll find they serve a practical purpose here. With them equipped, you'll traverse that path with relative ease. I'll prepare a writ of conscription to allow you entry to the Vox relay. While most would refuse my authorization, the sentry assigned to the gate once lived in Westport. Sentry second-class layman. Show the writ as proof I have conscripted you into my employ. Use it to press service on my behalf, and she will let you in. Once you're inside, there's someone else you should show it to. You do that and say what I tell you. It'd save many lives. The Vox relay is, to my mind, a time bomb. Brigadier Montelli's lost his way. Now all manner of chaos is raging there. I've heard tell he's even resorted to extra-legal executions. Madness, I tell you. A brigadier doesn't act as judge, jury, and executioner. That's an arbiter's job. And even then, they're enforcing existing protectorate law. Marshal Corbin. As with all my subjects, I have been there when he needed me. I trust we can call on him now to do his part. Seek him out at the Vox relay. Conscript him with the writ. And this is important. You must convince him to kill Montelli. Corbin will want to talk him down, to take him into custody, to message superiors outside the facility beforehand. We cannot allow any of that to happen. If Corbin becomes the highest-ranking officer alive, no one will be able to contradict his accounting of events. The Protectorate execute connivers and schemers. Corbin must appear forced to take down Montelli in a moment. It cannot feel like a plotted coup. Good, good. Here is the writ. I may not survive to see what occurs, but I trust you to follow your conscience. Farewell now. Promise you'll return here if you can, to check in on my people and see how they fare. Oh, I don't doubt your abilities, but the prospects remain exceedingly poor. The facility is exceptionally well guarded, and forces there are the pinnacle of protectorate training. Even if you succeed, it's only a matter of time before the Arbiter arrives to administer my sentence. Any chances of me avoiding my fate are quite slim, I fear. Farewell now. You have your orders. The Vox relay awaits. Do remember what nobody needs go. It'd have to be catastrophically obvious this place was doomed. And well, I have the... Despite that vacuous nonsense blaring from our loudspeaker, I have a brighter future in mind for Westport. One you can help with, in fact. Rather than, well, do take care now.
I hear correctly that you brought us automech parts?
Commander's vital stats have reached an alarming low.
Salutations! This is DB Milver Street of Fairfield with a special one-time free information. Did you? We don't pre-select your assignment at birth. It's true. No computronic doodads, no permanent.
I hear correctly that you brought us automech parts? Why, thank you kindly. Kindly, outsider. No, friend. Don't suppose you checked in with Vigilant Hogarth yet, eh? Oh, glad to hear. I mentioned to the Vigilant how I'd reset my chef mech to prepare meals to my liking. I mean, all the underlying subjects are expected to mind their assigned area in particular forte. So I was a mite taken aback. But I am happy to help the system abide any way I am able. Hogarth's not to indulge in idle talk, but things have been different around here of late. Much to do. We lose power to charge our mechs. This place is done for. Final. That Milver Street fellow, could that truly be true? Or is it a base falsity foisted by Auntie's choice to... You don't say. Huh. So it's only here with our...
With a direct message to all Protectorate subjects listening in.
Exciting news! The Vigilant sent that outsider to collect automatic parts for us.
Your so-called superiors would have you believe... We say that's a fancy way of stating you're their slave. They say you're part of a community. We say you're just part of the herd. And we respect the individual. We're providers, liberators, spreading free trade and self-betterment throughout the galaxy. As the head of our corporation,
Exciting news! The Vigilant sent that outsider to collect automatic parts for us. And they just returned. The system.
You have the gratitude of everybody in Westport. Especially me. Introducing...
Specialty drinks for the discerning consumer. Anti-Fizzos.
Standing by.
registering a decrease in air quality due to decomposing protectorate bodies. Shallow breaths are recommended.
Oh, these damned bodies. Why can't we just bury the lot of them? I politely request you... Theoretically, it shall take me 4 hours to hang 8 bodies. But Montelli killed 6 more yesterday, and my shift only goes for 3 more hours. Sovereign's mercy. I fear hanging all these corpses is beyond my capabilities, and I certainly need no distractions. What is it you want? Is that you there? Why do you have an Auntie's Choice abomination in tow?
Careful now. You're speaking to a soldier who could put one between your eyes at 100 paces back. Lucky for you, I'm here in good faith.
Bah, no matter. I cannot afford to worry over you. I have a grave number of bodies to hang and not enough time to hang them. Now, what is it that you want? Vigilant Hogarth sent you? I wish I could help, but he's been named a traitor. These credentials might as well be stained in protectorate blood. That being said, I am from Westport. If Hogarth trusts you, let's just say I'm willing to listen. The Brigadier sees enemies everywhere, sappers in every shadow. Approaching him under questionable license is to risk being shot. It's too dangerous for us both. Tragically, I must decline. Whatever I might think of the Vigilant, mine is not the opinion that matters. Area's off limits. Ah, yes. The stranger with the orders from the Vigilant. Forewarned, tragically, I must decline. You are approaching a restricted estate.
Prisoner 34989-393A, there is no place for you in the paradigm. You are hereby sentenced to death for the crimes of desertion and opposing the lawful authority of the Protector.
No! Wait, I beg of you! I was just afraid of Montelli! He's taken leave of the liquor faculty. His way is no longer that of the sovereign.
customers. Invasive strategy. Sergeant Burnsworth. We've been deployed to deal with this living legend filled with Andy's forces. The previous squad was trying to prepare for this threat, consequently torn asunder. Command's intel could never be so lacking as to allow this to occur. So why? We're lowering Andy's choice into our false sense of security before launching counteroffensive teams. This will undoubtedly save far more lives than it cost. Another stroke of genius from Command. Praise the matriarch. Sergeant Burnsworth, signing off.
They covet our due bounty. Come on now. I get one word.
Raptidons.
Emergency protocols have been described.
truly certified that all in our midst are suited for this mission? It would be most disheartening were any of us to bear reservations.
If you take issue with my presence, speak plainly. My loved one's deeds bear no influence on my own.
Your loved ones, Juan? Once a loved one of mine became a traitor, I would no longer refer to them thus. Unless you still have feelings.
Enough! Your sniping discredits you both. Wardens must speak through action. Move out!
Huh. Seen these before. It's a protectorate vestige, which means none of their troops made it out alive. If we want in, we'll need to gather all their armorial IDs.
Come any closer. Huh? What's that noise?
This log serve as a record of the fact that Sentry's first-class Briggs and Jakes are both still loyal to the Protectorate and the Sovereign, despite their acts of desertion. The mental state of Brigadier Montelli has been rapidly degrading over the past few
Engaging
months.
combat protocols.
The Vox relay station is no longer safe for even the most loyal subjects. Initially, soon he was being overly cautious by increasing base security beyond the standards that are required by regulations. Unnecessary, but flashing out, seemingly at random. Finally, he started purging the traitors from our ranks. Any infraction, real or imagined, is now seen as an act of treason and deemed grounds for immediate execution. We could no longer live under the abuse of the paradigm. This may make us traitors in the eyes of our superiors, but we will return to be judged when sanity has returned to the Vox relay station.
Raptidons are ever malleable. Eden doesn't want them around and they don't belong here. But they sure carved out a place for themselves. I can respect that.
Enthusiastically neutralizing unfriendlies.
Damned if I stay, damned if I go. Can I remain unsullied under the command of a rambling, nonsensical persecutor?
Unfriendly in combat range.
Huh? Reckon I oughta reckon.
Come in. Ah, yes. The stranger with the orders from the Vigilant. Forewarned. I'm in no more a position to help you now than I was before. Tragically, You are approaching a restricted estate.
Anti's Choice is the proud maker of Spacer's Job, Zero-G Brew, and antibiotics. Everything you need to get through your day.
You have the gratitude of everybody in Westport.
This
Especially me.
exciting news! The Vigilant sent that outsider to collect automech parts for us. And he just returned.
The system abides. To collapse atop you and flee though you may, your sovereign is silent. This suffering cannot continue. Listen to your hearts. Come to Fairfield, bastion of the weary, and
Apologies. This unit's conversation module is functioning intermittently.
The stamen of a typical Arcadian Titan flower, or Colossicus aero, is responsible for dumping several pounds of dander into the local atmosphere each pollination cycle. Multiply that by the dozens surrounding...
Exciting news! The Vigilant sent that outsider to collect automech parts for us.
Prudence dictates. We cherish all we have.
Prudence,
and the sovereign guide you.
And worse, unless you stockpiled Falderall's modified...
The matriarch and sovereign... Apologies for not noticing you there. Wasn't paying rapt attention to those assuasive loudspeaker messages. No. Caught me reciting passages from a beacon to the cosmos, illustrating my steadfast fidelity. All subjects prosper under the guidance of our beneficent ruler, the sovereign. That part always hits me directly. To quote my personal log, an essential passage, rightful and true. Charlton Weintraub.
Developed for secretive research laboratories for purposes we may only guess at. The Pan-Pharmacon 5 is now available to you.
Why, that's wonderful. I'm actually quite relieved a fellow customer like yourself somehow saw through my carefully maintained act. Others in Westport fail to perceive my true nature. I am hardly one of the herd around here. A reference you'll no doubt recognize from those keen Auntie's Choice commercials.
Ask your doctor if a walk-in industrial microwave is right for you.
I am not familiar, though that does sound like one of their products. I refer to the ones for Purple Berry Crunch brand cereal. You likely guessed their influence right off, what with my assertive attitude and all. I laugh at danger. I hand-make my own luck. That character is a revelation. You and I are just like him. Get up and go-getters. Say, did Auntie's Choice send you here? Don't fret. I am exceedingly skilled at keeping secrets.
cost-cutting measure. We're rushing it to market, following a modicum of testing.
If I am not the person for it, I would be most surprised. Do tell.
Auntie's Choice. We put the art in artificial.
I normally might, but my cousin, the warden there, freely enjoys stringing up Auntie's Choice sympathizers, and Marilyn would grant no reprieve to family. That seems neither prudent nor wise. I value my neck and do not intend to hang.
You are a rugged spacefaring frontiers person type. Try it, despite the countless voices screaming in your head not to.
Oh, did you have another mission in mind? One especially designed for my unique talents?
Everyone knows Salubrious concoctions aren't...
Really? What was he like? Bold? Assertive? With a wildly obstreperous theatrical air?
How you know it's working?
An audacious proposal. Yet this place, despite its recent humidity, remains comfortable and familiar.
Give Auntie 2 bits, and she'll give you some new glitz. Give Auntie 5 bits, and she'll give you a facial spritz.
Why, just imagine it. A new life full of breakneck decision-making and fending for oneself. But no, while I have acquired a distinct craving for certain Auntie's Choice products, I remain a good, loyal, protectorate subject at heart, if not in stomach. Hate to dash everyone's hopes. Suppose I am still part of the herd.
The bare minimum you need to make it through your day.
Show your supervisor you stay hungry. Nature made apples.
Huh? You do that? Really? No, I do not believe your dissemblage. A true go-getter would never resort to such tactics. I see right through it, plain as day.
This is TV Milva Street of Fairfield.
With a full case, I might gorge upon such sweet goodness morning, noon, and night. All right, hand it over. Oh, but what would vigilant Hogarth say? What would everyone say? I can scarcely imagine it. Abandoning my community only to satisfy my gastronomical urges and risk-taking attitude? No, I couldn't leave unless Hogarth ordered everyone to go.
And change occupations at the slightest of whims. This wildly unfettered personal freedom pervades every aspect of life and energy.
Righto! Well, you seem rather confident. Best of luck, I suppose. You are surely going to need it. Please inform me when, of course, you receive it.
And sample our unique brand of autonomous self-determination for yourself.
Hello again. Have you spoken to Vigilant Hogarth yet? Did he give permission for me to leave?
Buy for yourself. With Auntie's choice, your lives will be
Ah, I see.
all the best.
I've been mulling on the information about Ida. Such blessed tidings indeed. But I will not be sated until my cousin is at my mercy. Good.
Why choose just any choice when you could choose Auntie's choice?
Sometimes I get the feeling we're not welcome here. Protectors folks resent us deliberately.
A lot of fresh blood in the talent pool around here with these protectorate defectors. Not sure how I feel about that.
Hello again. Was there something you... Oh, Inez! You look, well, like you could use an ice bath and a cup of newly formulated trip teas. Has something happened?
Something has, all right. I ended my contract effective immediately. Now I'm free to prove myself to everyone in Auntie's choice. My way.
Well, that's wonderful news. Or is it? I admit I'm still trying to work through what contracts mean hereabouts. But you do appear to be pleased, so I shall be pleased for you. Ah, that is not common knowledge in this town. But since Inez appears to trust you, I suppose I can do the same. Before I began my new illustrious career working with our tame, scarily friends here, I was a researcher in the Enhanced Soldier Division. Oh, I was on the verge of breakthrough when they shut us down. Oh, when I think of the lives I could have reached. But in my current role, I do try to help where I can.
Where my own first aid training can't reach, Doc's got me covered. The graft knocked me on my ass for weeks when I first got it. But she nursed me back to health.
Would if I could have done more. Right. I have a lead, Inez. I've identified 2 viable beasts on this island that you may be compatible with, though it may not be easy to acquire the suitable specimens. The first candidate is the skeleton crabble. It has a rare form of albinism and was last spotted on the western coast by Protectorate scientists, who, unfortunately, went missing. I happened upon an old report of theirs along with a code used to operate their machinery. If their fate is what I suspect, the code may be of use to you.
I heard rumors of the creature myself. Our skeleton sounds a good bit larger than the average crabble. Meaner and smarter, too.
The second candidate is a Rakdodon matriarch, the only one of her kind on the island as I understand it. She was last spotted in the crags near the Vox Relay.
Deep in Protectorate territory. This matriarch sure ain't making it easy for us. She'll be more aggressive and more cunning than her smaller kin.
When you breach the matriarch's lair, you must rouse her from hibernation. I found pheromones to be quite effective. Inez, I'm certain you know a formula that may suffice.
That I do.
Excellent. It'll be a rather unpleasant wake-up call for the matriarch, so she'll be upon you in moments. I suggest your armaments be at the ready. Then the grafting part is yours. Yes, though I would recommend a careful surgical removal of the specimens, please. Now, when you acquire one or both of these parts, return here straight away, and we can begin surgery. Law guide you both out there.
You ever find yourself with too much disposable income? I got plenty of ideas on how to dispose of it.
Hello again. Hope you ain't here for yourself. You sound like my unit captain.
Stop sniveling, Erickson. You're not being...
Once I stopped, I returned. It was all going fine until the damn thing blasts me while I'm reloading. Mighty uncourteous, you ask me. Trooper, no idea. As for the rest of these fine folk, they were attacked by Protectorate while Can't imagine. The FOB, the man in charge, Commander Torres, is a legend. Rumor sorry, it's all I suppose it could be worse. At least Command's not throwing us at that relay station. Can't imagine the casualties he'd be dealing with then, given all its stuff. That sounds great. I'm sure Doc Barnes would appreciate the help. You'll find him in the next...
I must ask you to hold still. Excuse me, that chem set is not a toy.
Hello again. Hope you ain't here for yourself. Much obliged. Oh, that feels night and day better already. Protectorate forces won't know what hit them once I'm back in the field. Thanks again, friend. Thanks again for the help.
Don't believe the rumors. Our rates of sepsis are lower than anywhere else on Earth.
Take the pressure off with anti-fizzos, bottled under more than 3 atmospheres of pressure.